Hello, this is Well Honey Home. I am a mom of 3. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Today I have my girls with their dad and I just have my baby. So I figured we could have more of a chatty video. So grab your coffee, your water, or your tea and have a sip with me. Welcome to my table, Mama. I just grabbed my Bible and my coffee. Please comment down below your beverage of choice, if it's coffee, water, tea, matcha, like whatever the kids are into these days. The month of June has to be one of the most wild months that we have had. I think the second time. It's been like messy and chaotic and all of the things that you can imagine for just a short period of time, right? And I don't know, like, if you've ever had those moments in motherhood where you're just like, okay, I'm feeling good, I got this under control, I'm getting the sauce, I'm getting the flavors, I'm getting confident in myself, and then something happens and everything just twirls like a tornado. Well, it's kind of like that for us right now, and to be honest, like, we received a message that we need to leave where we are renting because we're going to be selling this house. So we started packing and moving and dividing what needs to be sold, what needs to be packaged, and then our fridge broke, so we got a second-hand one. Thank you, Marketplace. I recommend it 100% if you haven't used it already. This video is not sponsored, but I really do love it. And we don't have like a pickup, so my husband, he has like a small car that he uses for his job. So he just like posted in the chat of our church, like if somebody had a pickup that we can like borrow or pay. And then like somebody whom I haven't even seen at church came up and helped us, and that was like so like wow, like that was such a kind gesture to do, and he did not ask for money or anything, and it was just like such a nice thing to do. Later on the week, our closet door fell with my daughters in the room, and like the closet just fell to the floor like this, and my daughter was basically like, my oldest was right here in the corner, and then I stored the shoes right behind the door because we have a small place. And I hear this thing and I enter the room. I literally see like my daughter on the corner, the middle one just like behind the door, and I'm taking the shoes out. She just loves to take the shoes out and throw them into her crib. So I just witnessed this, and the glass is all shattered, and I'm just like, wow, like this is a miracle. Like I've just experienced a miracle with my daughters, because it's a heavy door and it could have fallen on them. And I think like this all happened in like a time frame of like a week and a half, when we received our letter that we needed to move, and we have like a certain amount of time. And with the economy and like the rents skyrocketing like every day, just experiencing the world as we are right now, I sat down with my husband, and as we were speaking, I was just like, I think like the care of God has been so good to us, and in this past years, that what we're experiencing right now, it feels like, yes, it's a shortcut, but it's also like our message to move forwards. I was just thinking, like, in the past this would have been a situation that would have put me into like a lot of overwhelmness, stress, anxiety, you name it. But by the grace of God, I'm just like, I feel like it's a chapter that I get to test the fruits of the Spirit in my life. So today we're going to be talking about how to navigate the chaos in motherhood, and what is working for us right now as we're in the midst of it. Now, I don't have a formula, but I do have my Bible, and I want to go to good old Proverbs. And Proverbs, if you haven't read it, it's like one of my favorite books to just like start and get to understand the fear of the Lord. So it says in Proverbs 3, 5 to 6. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. And I feel like sometimes we like to think or say that we trust in the Lord. But then when you start realizing and analyzing certain actions, we can quickly understand that most of the things that we worry about, we love to have control over them because it's scary, because it can get anxious, because we're human and it's just like in our human nature, right? So, in all your ways acknowledge him. It means literally in every step of the way. It does not mean to not take responsibility on your problem. That if he takes precious care of the birds, how can he not take precious care of us? Throughout this season, I have been learning how to take action, but not only in like the problems that we're dealing with. So we got a secondhand fridge. I mean in my heart posture, I mean in my mind, and I mean in how I'm taking care of my soul. So what have we done as a family to deal with all of this? So, number 1, we sat down and we took a deep breath. Literally, just sitting down, pausing for a second, or even standing up. Like, I mean, whatever works for you, because sometimes, we cannot sit down in the midst of everything that's happening, right? So it's just to take a moment to like close your eyes and breathe and just talk to God. Prayer doesn't have to be fancy. Prayer doesn't have to be a strategy. Prayer doesn't have to be reciting like every word of the Bible. Sometimes prayer is in the tears. Sometimes prayer is in the silence. And sometimes, and most of the times, how is it for me? It's just a conversation. It is an endless conversation throughout my days that I just talk to him, filtering my thoughts and being responsible with the things that are going through my mind, and being responsible in also with drinking my water, eating as much as protein as I can, taking care of the temple that he has put me in. I'm taking care of breathing, of regulating my nervous system, and just like being in a deep reverence to him all day, every day. And I think we like to underestimate the power of prayer. I think we don't understand how powerful it can be. Not only are you like regulating yourself through prayer, but also like you're covering your family. You're covering your family with his name. And there is nothing more powerful, there is nothing more important that you can do when things start to get chaotic. So yes, sometimes of course we cannot grab our Bible and have a devotional for an hour, but we can pray all day long. We can also listen to like the audio Bible. There's so many apps that read the Bible today. Another thing we have been doing as a family is just talk a lot, communicate, especially as a marriage, how we're dealing with this, things that we need support on right now, things that I need to support him and he needs to support me, things that will work for us in the long run and things that will work for us now. So being in a constant, not only communication with God, but also with your husband, with your family, like what do you expect your children to do, and if they're like more on the older side, then like what can they do to help with chores in the house? What can they do to keep their room more tidy? What can they do to help us not like move things that we're packing for the other house, for example? Another thing that has helped us has been to continue doing the things that we love to do. This has not stopped us of seeing our family. This has not stopped us from going to church and doing the things that we love to do as a family. So we went to the beach the other day. We went on a little walk the other day. And it's just like maintaining like those routines that are already like within us into this chaotic season. Because we as adults love routines and our children love structure. We are going to be moving because the light is going out. So what was I saying? I don't know. Somewhere along the lines of continuing to do the things that we already do. So this past month I launched my business, and if I think about it, it would have been like the worst moment to start a business. But when the Lord says it is time, you just need to walk in faith. And like also in this past month we went to the circus, and there was this guy walking in a cord, and he was literally like just balancing and jumping like backwards, and I honestly feel like I'm walking on that. I'm walking on a cord, but I'm walking on faith, because we walk by faith and not by sight. We went to this like starting the month, and literally like everything that happened, I was just kept thinking about him and how graceful he looked while doing all of these tricks in the air, and being so trusting and being so funny, because he would joke around that he will fall, and like just like seeing him smile in that process made me think about Proverbs 31, where it says, "Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in the time to come." She shall rejoice in the time to come. She will laugh at the days to come. She laughs at the future. And I just kept thinking, if it's already in the Word, then how can I not follow through? Like, people say there's not a manual, there's not a guide for living life, but then you read this and you find out that there actually is. And so I continued. I launched my business. I got my first paycheck. I'm doing this because there is a higher purpose than the chaos that might be going on right now in my life. And what are those chaos in your life that you need to kind of like, okay, let's wear the lenses of God and see what is our purpose navigating towards all of this. Because if you have been asking for patience for your children, and then they get like the most chaotic as ever, then those are the times to test your patience. If you have been feeling angry because, hormones, so whatever have you been like asking the Lord to reveal to you and to like strengthen you, and then he gives us these situations, then it is our time to shine. It is our time to remember who we are, what we were called to, our identity in God and not of the world. So, despite everything that is happening, I'm here and I'm being obedient to what the Lord wants me to be doing right now. I have also been simplifying everything in my home. Of course, we're moving, and it's just like really thinking about what is it that we really need. And I am not just speaking about our home, speaking about our hearts, our mind. What are those things that we don't need? What are those people that are holding us back? What are those applications and things we're consuming instead of creating? Like, what are those things that are not edifying our souls for this chaos battling through? So it's not only just simplifying and being minimalistic in your home, but also like here, and here. A thing that I love to do every Monday with my family is choose a Bible verse for the week, and then we like talk about ways that we could practice it and apply it, or and attitudes that we need to like surrender to the Lord. And this week's Bible verse, my daughter is learning English, so we've been on this verse for 2 weeks now because she's learning English. It is Isaiah 40:31, where it says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, and they shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." That was our Bible verse for the week. And I really recommend that, especially in chaotic times like this, you and your family have something to look always to, and to remember that also like being disciplined into the Word will carry lots of fruits for the situations that we're dealing with. The world is already chaotic, but the Lord teaches us to trust in Him and to rejoice in Him. Another thing that keeps me anchored into what is my purpose and how to navigate this season is to remember always those visions and dreams that the Lord has put in my heart. So if He has revealed them to me, how can I forget about that? How can I not trust that He will get us where He has promised us? If you have not had those in your life, I strongly recommend to fast, to pray, and to ask for discernment about what is it that the Lord really wants for your life and your ministry, which is motherhood. I am a person that loves to solve things, and if I am a person that loves to solve things, then I love it even more that the Lord loves to do that for me already. So truly, I just need to ask for discernment, plan, strategize, and execute. Do not get lost in this train of thought that things are lost, that there is no solution, that when you're already, that we're alive. That what are you gonna be doing right now? Like, don't get lost in that. Use those thoughts, surrender it to the Lord, use that as your tool to plan, strategize, and execute. Of course, these moments don't fix everything, but they remind me that I can still choose peace in times of chaos. So if this has spoken to you, I have other videos about Honey Memo, where you can find more encouragement on being more intentional in motherhood and just in womanhood in general. Thank you so much for watching. You will be seeing them popping right here. I upload new videos every week. I pray this encourages you, and I'll see you on the next one. Yeah.